Oh, well, hey, it's Jamithatsme here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a quick chat, I guess you could say, a discussion that I want to have with you guys surrounding a particular case that's happening right now. A lot of times when I talk about cases, it's very, very rare that I've actually sat and watched a lot of the case. I may have seen clips here or there, but with this particular case involving ex NFL player Mr. Travis Rudolph, I've actually sat, y'all, and I have been watching his trial since like Monday night. Monday night, once I learned, details about the girlfriend, I sat and I watched the trial, and all like I ain't do no work yesterday. Okay, y'all already know y'all ain't get no videos or whatever. Girl, I was over here watching this trial, baby. All of it. I was over here getting into it. And I'm a little behind today with the trial. So I'm gonna watch that a little later on today to find out some of the new details about the case. And I'm gonna explain everything to you guys because I know you guys are, some of y'all may be like, who is Travis Rudolph? What's going on with him? What is this case about? I'm going to let you guys know. But the trial is continuing to take place today, and I am a little behind, so I'm going to definitely go and check that out, see what I missed. And if there's any additional details, we'll come back and we'll have more of a conversation about it, all right? I didn't really know how I wanted to open up this conversation, but I did take a little piece from, some of the news articles, and we'll just start off like this, and then I'll fill in from what I've seen on, watching the court case and from watching the court case and just listening to the testimonies of the witnesses. Okay, now I do have an image here on my screen, and as you see, the guy in the middle, that is Mr. Travis Rudolph. Okay, he is the ex NFL player. All right, everybody else you see around, let's explain. The young lady in the top corner, that her name is Dominique Jones, from my understanding. She is an ex girlfriend of his, and we'll get into Dominique. The guy next to Dominique happens to be her little brother, who goes by the name of Keyshawn Jones. All right, the guy down below, I do believe his name is Chris, but I want to make sure that I get Chris's name right. Okay, I don't have that right in front of me. Let me see. I don't know if his last name is Jones. Oh, Chris Lowe. I do apologize. Okay. That young guy's name is Chris Lowe. Okay. And the guy next to him, next to Chris Lowe, that you see in the other corner, his name is Tyler Robinson. Okay. So just so you guys know, all right, this ex-NFL player, Travis Rudolph, he is actually being accused of deleting, unaliving a man out in Florida in April of 2021, okay? He graduated from Florida State University. He was a wide receiver for the New York Giants. And when this incident happened, and he learned that one of the guys in this group who's not seen here, he's not seen, his name was Sebastian. And the reason he's not seen is because he was the guy that ended up being killed back in April of 2021. Okay. And when that incident happened, Travis Rudolph was trying to claim self-defense. Okay. I'm sorry, not self-defense, but stand your ground under his self-defense law, whatever the case is, down in Florida. Cause y'all know they have that, stand your ground. And I do believe that was one of the ways George Zimmerman was able to get off for the crime that he committed against Trayvon Martin. And it's just really interesting how the state of Florida picks and chooses when they would like to use the stand your ground law. And we're going to get into details because these four guys, minus one that has passed away, came to the property of Travis Rudolph that resulted in him responding in a certain manner that led to one of the guys passing away. So now Travis Rudolph is on trial for first degree murder, and the judge threw out his first initial, stand your ground law defense. The judge threw it out. So therefore now he has to be on trial to defend himself. But it's okay for George Zimmerman, hello, to pursue someone on someone else's property, right, over a hoodie and a bag of Skittles or whatever the case was, unalive this person and gets to walk around for free, right, at this moment, just free, la, 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 and continue to run amok. Whereas with this man, people can come to his door and sue an altercation that got very violent. He resulted in a pop, 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 pop. And now he cannot use stand your ground. He has to, be on trial for first degree murder, all because of lies told by the ex-girlfriend. Girl, when I tell you this right here is messy, and we are going to get into some things, so definitely bear with me, okay? Because I feel like it's so much, and I pray I don't go out of order, but I know I am. No, I know I am, because I feel like this piece connected to that piece connected to this piece over here, so it's just follow me, okay? Now, they're saying on the night of the crime, Rudolph had just gotten into an altercation with his girlfriend at his home, okay? Rudolph shares a house with his mom and his brother that goes by the name of DJ. I believe his name is Daryl or whatnot. So he shared a home with his mom. He was in the NFL. He ended up getting out of the NFL. Not sure if he was released due to injury, which I think could have happened. He was trying to rehab, get himself back together, and he was trying to go to the CFL, which I believe could have been the Canadian Football League or something like that. He had his contract getting ready to go there, but all of that got fucked up once this situation happened, so we'll get into that. All right. So, and we'll talk about why he was, got into it with the girlfriend. Some people want to say fight, but it really wasn't a fight. Okay. It was an altercation, but he was not the one throwing hands. They're saying, according to a probable cause affidavit, the fight, which was actually an altercation. I mean, some people may think they're the same things, but I feel like the fact that he was not participating in that, that's where it's like, I can't say a fight because he wasn't fighting back, but anywho. They're saying, the second time he did. So they're saying, according to a probable cause affidavit, the fight escalated when four men confronted Rudolph at his house. And let's get into it. Okay, so first of all, let's go back. Let me see what I can remember. Okay, so what do we know about Travis? Travis was an ex-NFL, he's an ex-NFL player. He had a contract. He was working on himself or whatever he was doing at the house as he stayed with his mom because he was preparing to go off to the league, the Canadian Football League. I do believe that's what the CFL stands for. He was getting ready to go off, okay? Well, he started dating this young lady. I don't even know how long they dated. I feel like they may have dated for like a few months or either like a year or something like that. He was dating this young lady that goes by the name of Dominique Jones, okay? Now, Dominique Jones spent a lot of time with him because I do believe that she lived at his house for a period of time. She was living with him, right? Well, at some point, Dominique decided that she was going to go out and get elective cosmetic surgery. And this is so funny to me because when you're listening to her talk in the trial, she did not want to go into detail on what type of surgery she had. I was a little upset that nobody was asking her to tell everybody what the surgery is if you're alleging that he pushed you down on the ground. Because if you're alleging that he threw you to the ground, where are the photos of the markings and the bruises that you received? And we're just trying to understand exactly in what areas were you hurt. You know what I'm saying? But what it was given, the fact that she didn't want to tell us what it was, but she was saying that, when I had my surgery, I had to sit a certain way and this and that. I said, oh, okay, you went and got a BBL. That's what it's giving. You went and got you a BBL done. And she kind of like stopped talking to Travis for a month, I believe, when she had got that surgery. I think when she got the surgery, he picked her up or whatever. And I think he could have took her back to her parents' house or whatever so she could be cared for and all that other stuff. And so they didn't really talk for like a month or whatever. Like, they didn't do a lot of talking. Now, she tried to make it seem like that they were still in a relationship because they would still like FaceTime here or there. But I'm questioning whether y'all were really in a relationship because it didn't sound like in that month's time that y'all talked often. But she was sitting on trial trying to make it seem as though, that's what couples do. Sometimes you don't talk to each other. Girl, bitch, I don't know what you talking about. I'm not going to go up for that. If I'm in a relationship with somebody, whether we live near or far, I'm talking to my NIGGA every day. Every day. Okay. Every day. Y'all live in like the same area, honey. He wasn't coming over there visiting you or nothing like that. So it made me question whether or not you were really, really his girlfriend. Then let's talk about what she does for a living. All right. So back in April 2021, actually that, no, I'm lying. Let's go back to the year prior, 2020, what she said on the stand. She was talking about being a realtor, right? She was in real estate. She had just got her license or whatever. And when she was getting ready to practice, COVID shut down in April. COVID actually shut down in March, but maybe in your area in Florida, because y'all was trying to keep it open or whatever, girl. Maybe it did shut down in April for y'all. So she never really got the chance to fully utilize her realty license and really make some sales. The only sale that she got, which really wasn't a sale, was helping somebody find a rental property, and she may have gotten a little piece of change off of that. Girl, I doubt it was more than $1,000 that she probably got off of helping somebody find a little rental property. That's what I would think. So outside of that, what else were you doing for you to be able to have enough money for you to go and get this elective cosmetic surgery? And I feel like his attorney wasn't able to really like dig into that like she may have wanted to, because of course the judge had her move on. The state attorney got on my fucking nerves because she kept objecting to everything and asking the judge, can we come to your can we approach so we can have a private conversation and all of this shit. Like, she just kept interrupting this lady. So I feel like what his attorney was trying to get to was likely create a motive behind why she sent those guys over to his door or whatever. And eventually she did create her point, but I feel like she wanted to drive home the fact that Travis could have possibly helped pay for your cosmetic surgery. And because you knew he was in the NFL and you know about his contracts and how he probably go about getting money and he got some money or whatever the case is, you didn't want to lose out on your meal ticket. So that's the real reason you start showing your ass. But she didn't really get to drill in, but her point definitely ended up being driven home after a while. So talked about the surgery and stuff. So this is what led up to the altercation from my understanding and from what I watched. So she went and had her surgery, okay? She stayed with her parents or whatever. Now, mind you, she had been staying with him for a good amount of time, but she was really staying with her parents, so she says. And when she started back, I guess, coming around, something told her to go through his phone. Now, she already had his passcode because he gave it to her a long time ago. Now, I still feel like even if y'all not married and somebody gave you their passcode a long time ago, I still don't feel like, I know for me, I'm engaged now, so it's different. Like, I don't know. I had a code, but I just never go through his phone. I don't know. It's just a respect thing for me. And everybody's different. My man doesn't make me feel uncomfortable or insecure in our situation. So he doesn't do anything for me to be like, oh, let me go through your phone, see what you're doing. Like, none of that. Like, I feel very secure in my relationship. Some people different, but I just feel like even if a person gives you their password and it's 10 months later, that don't mean you get to just go through their damn phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. She set herself up. I feel like when you do stuff like that, you're going to find something that you're looking for. And the crazy thing is, it may not even be anything, but because you're so inclined on finding something, you're going to turn nothing into a big deal. You know, but anywho, she went through his phone. She found exactly what she was looking for. She believed he was talking to other girls, and she saw that he was talking to a whole nother woman. Okay? So that was a situation. Once she found that out, I believe she FaceTimed the girl, gave him the phone, but she was holding the phone while he was FaceTiming the girl so she could see what the interactions were or whatever. So when he got off the phone, it was like this big old argument. She was all upset about it, mad. You know, they had an exchange of words or whatever. She tore up his PlayStation, right? And then, I don't like women like that, y'all. I don't know. I feel like maybe wives, and y'all let me know if I'm tripping. Like, if it's wives and y'all been together for years or something like that, maybe if you want to tear it up, I guess. But I've never been the type of woman. I'm not finna F up my stuff, your stuff. You know, I'm just not. I don't be understanding the logic behind that. Like, I'm not just finna tear up nothing. Like, I'm conflicted because I'm thinking about waiting to exhale. I'm like, yeah, burn all that shit up. You know what I'm saying? But you're just a girlfriend. You ain't even been dating him long. And here's the gag, y'all. While she's getting mad and he's talking to another woman, this chick was married. This girl was married. Had a whole fucking husband. But when they asked her about that on the stand, originally she said she was never in a relationship. That was the first thing that came out her mouth. Then, no, or did she say she wasn't in a relationship? That's what she said. No, I think she said, no, she said she was in a relationship, But then that's what she told the state attorney. But when the defense attorney came up, she told her that she wasn't in a relationship. She was separated. She was legally separated. And I'm like, I thought you had to file paperwork just to even be legally separated. And the defense attorney kept telling her, well, darling, if you're not divorced, then you're still married. Like, that's just what it is. Like, if you're not divorced, girl, you still married. You could say that y'all separated, but are y'all really? So I don't know. I'm like, I would think that you would have filed some paperwork to say that you're at least legally separated, but y'all have not, went through the process of divorce or whatever. So anywho, that was a whole situation. And I just felt like, that's some shaky stuff. You got a whole relationship that you got going on the side or whatever. But she did live with the man too, so I don't know what the hell she had going on. But you over here mad that he's talking to other women. It is what it is. So that's what created the argument, okay? And it seemed like it was something that started earlier that day that went into the night. So she tore up his PlayStation. She got in his face. They had, some words with each other. I think she told him, if you don't get out my face, I'm going to hit you. And I believe she took some type of object, I think a trophy or something, and hit him with it. And then later on, I believe that night, she came to get some more of her stuff. And then she wanted, her vodka bottle or something, and said, if you don't move out my way, I'm going to clock you. And I think she was getting ready to hit him with the vodka bottle. And I would think that he kind of stepped to the side and said, all right, okay, go ahead. You good. I'm not sure, because I was a little confused. She hit him with either the trophy or she hit him with the vodka bottle. Whatever it was, she definitely broke his game console. She broke that. She hit him with something. And then he has footage of them being in the front door where they're exchanging words. And he turns around and he was like, she tripping or something like that he did. As soon as he said she tripping, she just hauled off and started hitting the fuck out of him. So for me, when I see the video, he immediately restrains her and kind of grabs her shoulder and move back, chill out. You doing too much, chill. And I said, any man that hits women would have knocked the fuck out of her in that moment. And he didn't. He immediately went to restraining her. So you could just tell that she's just the ultimate aggressive woman the whole time. She's aggressive. She's the one that's the abusive one. I have to be honest there, okay? That's just how I perceive the situation. So she says after all of that, now keep in mind, he has a Ring camera on the front of his door. The Ring camera really catches everything. Okay. And she parks in front of the house. She says when they went down by her car, he picked her up and threw her on the ground. Don't believe none of that. Because I'm like, where's the footage at, ma'am? We don't see it. Where is that at? What are you talking about? You're saying he did this, but where is that at? You're saying he did this, but where is the footage of the bruises or whatever that was on your body? When old boy passed away and the other dude that got shot was out there in the hospital, when you went to the hospital, why you ain't go ahead and show your bruises then too? Instead of doing research about, other stuff related to the crime and deleting text messages and shit so that they don't catch you. Because there's a whole lot to the story, right? So I just felt like the girl was lying. So after all of that happened and he put her out, made her get all her shit and was like, you got to go, I'm done with you, whatever. This was so funny. The attorney had asked her, did you think that he was going to take you to Canada with him when he got his contract? And she was like, well, he never said that he wasn't. And then the attorney was like, but girl, did he ever tell you that he was? She was like, well, he doesn't say a lot of things, but it doesn't mean he's not going to do it. And that's what was killing me with all of these people on the stand. They were going around what the fuck the questions were. And y'all were trying to be so slick with what y'all were doing that I feel like it could have potentially hurt y'all case, because y'all were trying to make it appear as though y'all were just the innocent victims, did absolutely nothing at all. And he was the aggressor in all situations, and he did this and he did that. Girl, it was just trash how they was trying to play with the defense attorney. Just playing in her face, his and her face. I just couldn't take it. But what she ended up doing once she left is what led to all of this shit. And is what has led Travis Rudolph to be on trial for first-degree murder, okay? So once she did not get her way and this man is deciding to leave her behind, and, the attorney asking questions about if she thought she was going to go to the CFL, I said, that nigga wasn't taking you with him. Why would he do that if he already talking to another chick? I feel like I feel like you've shown him crazy behavior before. You know, and I don't think he was gonna take you far. I think he was dealing with you just to deal with you, however he was. But I don't think that you were gonna go anywhere that he went when he elevated out. But anywho, I think she kind of saw her meal ticket likely slipping. Like, oh my God, you know, he in the CFL, whatever. He about to go away. Oh, then she also said that she didn't like how he was over there telling her she wouldn't say what he said, and I did not like that. Like, they let her be on the stand and say whatever she wanted to say. Like, she was saying he just said some really disrespectful things. It wasn't even about him, you know, being, talking to another woman. It was just really the disrespectful things that like led me to leave and da or whatever. And it was like, well, what things did he say? I'm not even gonna say it. Just know that it was disrespectful. No, we here to put it on the fucking table. Talk about it. What did he say? So the attorney kind of knew some of what he said. So the defense attorney was just like, okay, so you mean like how he said Kayla's body looks better than yours, and she's a better woman and she's prettier and this and that. And she was like, well, it wasn't even just that. It was just like calling me a bitch and da. And then the attorney said, oh, you mean after you had called him a bitch? I said, come on. Like, whatever the attorney was, like, the attorney was ready for her as every little thing that she was trying to do. And she got over on some stuff, because I felt like when the attorney was asking yes or no questions, she continued to elaborate more. And I'm like, y'all need to tell her, stop doing that. Bitch, we asking you yes or no. Give us one or the other. We don't need your elaboration. However, as I continued to watch it, it actually helped that she talked too damn much. Because the fact that she was giving too much information, later on, when the attorney kept asking questions, she would say even more that would contradict some shit that she said earlier. So it actually was good that she was over talking and needing to get some stuff cleared up or whatever the case was. But all in all, she didn't want to address like what the boy had said, but he did say that stuff. And I bet that did hurt your feelings because you sat up there and went and got a BBL, whether you want to admit it or not talk about it or not. And I hate that they didn't make her say everything. You didn't want to talk about it, but it's obvious. You went and got a BBL. You went and did all of that work only for this man to tell you that another bitch look better than you. Girl, I know that hurt. Girl. I know that had to hurt. That's why you was in there trying to clock him upside the head and tear up games and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And doing all this extraness. And see, Travis, a little bit of that is making me feel like that's what you get. And I hate to say that to you, brother, but here's the thing. When that bitch came to your house showing her ass breaking stuff and doing all this extra stuff, you should have called the cops on that hoe then. Your mama or your brother should have called the cops on that hoe then. See, y'all be trying to give people grace. Y'all be trying to give grace to motherfuckers that's not going to give grace to you. Because once she left that house, this bitch decided to go and text her brother and them, telling her, oh, he put his hands on me. Oh, he did this and he did that and da-da-da-da and blah, 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 and all this other stuff, overhyping the situation when the man did nothing of the sort. He slammed me on the ground. He did none of that. Nothing of the sort. She literally went and lied. And the thing for me is this. Why was she not charged with perjury for sitting on the stand lying? Why y'all ain't charged this girl yet? Charge this bitch with perjury. She needs to go down in some type of capacity. Like, it's really that simple. So she calls her little brother, Keyshawn, tell him what happened, texting Keyshawn. And first of all, this bitch got a group chat with her brother and his friends. Are you okay? And it's the younger brother at that. They're like 3 or 4 years younger than each other. Or at least he's young. He's 3 or 4 years younger than her. And she's over there in the group chat. He did this and he did that. And then I believe Tyler. It was either Tyler, the guy, the lighter skinned guy that's underneath her in the photo, or it was her brother, the one next to her, that said Travis is a dead man walking. That's what he said. One of the two of them. I can't remember which one. I feel like it could have been Tyler. That said, Travis is a dead man walking. Okay? Then she responds, from what I can recall from that message, and says, shoot all his shit up. Or go shoot his shit up, is what she said. Now, when I hear that, what I hear is vandalism. What I hear is if y'all want to do a drive-by and pop, do what you want to do. But y'all better go over there and fuck him up and fuck his shit up too. That's what I hear. So when they asked her about the text message that she sent to her brother, them, she said, I just want to clear that up. I want to clear that up because, we all say things that we don't mean. And I was just in the heat of the moment where I was just really upset. And, I didn't think anything like that was going to happen. And I just want to say that, I know it looks bad, but I never really meant to say any of that. I was just really upset. And so the attorney said, but what did you mean by shoot his shit up, though? What did you mean by that? She was like, I meant mess up everything but him. Everything but him. What? Lying on the stand, bro. Lying, playing in these people's face on the stand. We know what you meant. Go shoot his shit up. We know what you meant by that. Okay? Harm everything but him. Girl, lies. You harmed him and his shit. So I know for a fact that's what you wanted. Somebody body slam you on the ground. You ain't trying to have just their stuff messed up. You want them physically messed up as well because that's how you are. And that's the actions that you've shown. I couldn't have been on that stand because I couldn't have been the juror because I would have saw right through them hoes. And my decision probably would have been made right after her testimony. Girl, y'all can bring whoever the fuck y'all want to bring in here. I know I'm supposed to be non-biased, but I know she full of shit. Okay, I know she full of shit. I already know who I'm finna vindicate over here, right? So I'm trying to see what else happened. Okay, so she calls her brothers, or at least she texts them or whatever. And so what they decided to do, and see, here's what she lied for me, talking about something. Well, it took me 30 minutes to get over there, so I knew going over there 30 minutes, and if he was about to leave his house, it would have took 30 minutes for him to leave and 30 minutes for him to go back. So whatever it is, I just thought that if my brothers were gonna go over there, and she called all of them her brothers, only one of them is her brother, but they call each other brothers, so it is what it is. I just figured that everything would have cooled down by that time, so they would just have a talk. Bitch, if you felt that way, they could have went and had a conversation with that man the next day. Everything that happened that night, they showed up to that man's house after midnight, to that man and his mama's house. I don't know too many people. Let me tell you something. What I'm thinking about is, I hate to say it, y'all, but the slavery movies that we've seen. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going that far back, but I'm sure it's probably been some hood movies too. When you've seen a gang of motherfuckers, 3 or more coming to your fucking door after midnight, girl, it's giving y'all coming about that action. That's what it's giving. And for us to open the door and one of the boys ain't even got his shirt on, we already know. First of all, the boy came up there, Mr. Tyler, came up there with his shirt on. But as they're waiting for him to answer the door, they take their shirt off. He takes his shirt off. So we already know what you came there for. You came there to throw hands and to do some shit. That's what you came there for, okay? So anywho, she called her brother and them. They get over there, and it's 4 of them. Like I told y'all, you have Keyshawn, who's the brother. You have Tyler, who's the closest to Keyshawn. Then you have Sebastian, who's also Keyshawn's closest friend. Then you have Chris Lowe, who's also a follower in my personal. Okay, all of them boys were followers, and I hate that one of the guys followed them so long that he ended up getting dead. You know what I'm saying? I hate it for you. You know what I'm saying? You decided to follow them, keep up the mess, do the most, and ended up dying afterwards. And that's a sad situation for you. And I really, really hate that happened to you. And I feel like you're not in this situation personally, in my opinion, by way of Travis Rudolph. You're in this situation by way of Dominique Jones. And by your own accord for wanting to go along with your homeboys on some stuff, and you don't even have all the details or the facts. Come to find out, the lady was lying anyway. So they get to the house, and guess who happens to knock on the door? Beat on the door. The person that beat on the door was Mr. Sebastian, the guy that passed away. He's beating on the door like he's the police. And I'm like, girl, after midnight here, I would think something wrong too. Like, what the hell? So Daryl, the brother, comes outside like, yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? What's going on? And they was like, oh, we here. We trying to see Travis. What Travis said? Tell Travis to come outside, whatever. Now, Travis goes outside. We do not have this footage. I truly believe that Travis could have likely deleted this footage. I do believe that Travis deleted this footage because I'm like, we got all kind of other footage, but why don't we have that particular footage? Now, granted, sometimes I do believe the ring lights don't always catch everything, but when there is movement, they gonna catch that. So I feel like that video could have been, deleted. That's what I think. But either way, he came outside, and they trying to say that he was so mad. As soon as he came outside, he just started hitting them. Don't believe none of that. Sorry, don't believe none of that. Now, the sister, let's go back to her real quick. Dominique Jones. Dominique, when she got upset and told the brother them everything, she decided to call his mama, and she calls Travis's mom, harasses Travis's mom, saying she gonna send some boys at their door, her brother and them, da da da, they gonna do this, they gonna do that, whatever. Then also calls his sister with the bullshit too. Okay. Then I don't know if I think Daryl talked to her as well, the brother, and he was saying that Keyshawn was wrong for what he did to you, but she tried to make it seem like in court he was saying Keyshawn was wrong for slamming her on the ground. I'm sorry, not Keyshawn. Travis was wrong for slamming her on the ground. I don't believe that's what the brother was talking about. I believe the brother was talking about wrong for kicking it with you and also talking to other women as well. That's what I think the brother was talking about, not slamming your ass on the ground. Now, we didn't see none of that footage. Granted, he could have deleted it. You know what I'm saying? But during the time frame that she said everything was happening, the ring light was recording all of that, even when y'all went down to the car. So we didn't see nobody body being slammed or nothing. So she's lying, okay? In my personal. So I believe she told the brother that they was gonna send somebody and all this and that. But I think the brother could have downplayed it when he got outside, because he like, these young niggas, they ain't finna do nothing. Because he came all the way outside like it was no threat at first. Like, what's up? What y'all need? You know what I'm saying? And so Travis came outside. I think he could have went and got Travis. Travis came outside, and Travis said when he got outside, I believe it was Keyshawn. It was either Keyshawn or I'm not sure which guy. One of the four boys sucker punched him. And once he did that, that's when the brawl broke out. And I don't know if it was Keyshawn right out the gate that hit him, but I could see that energy. I hate to say it, God rest his baby soul, Sebastian, the way he beat on that door. And I also could see it being Tyler, the way he took his shirt off, because both of y'all came there for some action. And the gag was, what's his name? Tyler had a gun in his pocket. They also believe that Sebastian also had a gun in his pocket. So when they asked everybody on the stand, or at least the boys, do you see what's in your friend's pocket? They all tried to say, oh, I don't know what that is. It could be a cell phone. It could be this. It could be that. How could it be a cell phone if Sebastian's phone was found in the car? How could it be a cell phone if you, Tyler, you, Keyshawn, left your cell phone in the back of Sebastian's car? I'm sorry, in the back of Keyshawn's car. And here's the gag, y'all. When the boys pulled up to Travis's house, they did not pull up to his house directly in front of his house. They pulled up down the street. Now, they kept getting on the stand saying, oh, we only came there to have a conversation with Travis. We only came there to have a conversation with Travis. Well, one, if you came to have a conversation, why you came with all them NIGGAs after midnight? Conversations don't need to be had after midnight. You could catch me at noon the next day. Hello. Okay, you could catch me then. In addition to that, you came with all these boys. You came after night, and then you didn't even park in front of his house. So it was giving, one, you didn't want to put your car on camera, at least near his property. And then, even though he was gonna see y'all anyway, but then on the camera. But then the other thing was, y'all also wanted him to not be expecting who the hell was coming. Because if y'all would have pulled up in front of the house, maybe, or pulled into the driveway, maybe somebody would have caught that or noticed that and be like, oh, they here or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So y'all was on some sneak type stuff. Like, y'all definitely did not come there just to have a conversation, not for NIGGAs coming to a man's door. And what was killing me was how all of them wanted to sit on the stand and say that they just wanted to talk. And then you got Tyler talking about how Dominique always looked out for him, so he wanted to avenge her or defend her and honor and all this other stuff. Then you have Chris Lowe's stupid ass sitting on the stand talking about how he want to defend her honor too or whatever. Just not making no damn sense. Not making no sense. And then here go Chris Lowe on stand talking about something. Well, you know, I went with Keyshawn because I didn't want him to go and handle nothing by himself. I didn't want him to do nothing by himself because he got a promising career. You don't want Keyshawn to go and have a conversation by himself? Why would you not want Keyshawn to go and have a conversation by himself? That makes no sense. Why is that? Like, it's just a conversation, right? Y'all didn't go over there to do anything, so why would you not want that? And then for you to say he has a promising career, that means that you ain't got shit going on for yourself. That's sad. Then you want to say that he was in medical school. And what's even more sad is the fact that Keyshawn know his ass in medical school. So Keyshawn should have known how to handle a situation, not getting his sister's beef, had a proper conversation, called a man on the phone, whatever the case was, if he felt he needed to talk to him. And what's so funny is Dominique didn't call her older brother, which would make more sense. She called her younger brother to go and have a conversation with Travis, quote unquote. Because you know your older brother probably was not going to be featuring that bullshit that you be on, number one. And number two, you got your little baby brother in the palm of your damn hands and he's stupid. And sad, even more sad than that, is you know your brother is in medical school. So why would you even want to put him in a compromising situation like that anyway? To go up to somebody's house and try and handle some shit. What? So then you go get your little brother and his flunkies to pull up at this man's house. So I feel like the boy that died, his blood is truly on your hands just as much as it is on his own hands for pulling up, being a follower with everybody else. Okay? Now, that's just how I feel, and everybody not going to agree with it, and that's fine. We're not made to agree. We're not. I have my opinion. You have yours, and that's just where we are with that. So they get to the house, you know, they fighting or whatever. Now, they said at some point during this fight with the 4 boys and the 2 brothers, Travis and his brother DJ, the mama tried to come outside. I really feel like before they really started throwing hands and it was an argument, I feel like the mama was trying to show them it's a lie. It's a lie, guys. She was coming out there like Carly Red showing paper. It was all a lie. Letting them know we have everything on camera. My son never slammed your sister. He never put his hands on her. It's all on camera. It's right here. She lied. Nobody wanted to hear that. Nobody wanted. Y'all should feel pretty stupid. Taking on somebody else's beef, don't have all of the facts, and the person lied and got caught in her lie on the stand. Sad. So y'all went there. They got into a brawl, got into a fight, okay? You had 2 on 2 because it was 4 guys. You had 2 guys jumping on Travis, 2 guys jumping on the other ones. Now, Tyler was fighting Travis. At some point, according to Travis, he saw Tyler's gun. And Tyler... this what he said. Tyler pulled out the gun or something and was about to shoot him. So when he was able to get away, he ran into the house. Now these boys came to this man's house with guns. I don't care what nobody say. All of these boys got on the stand and tried to say that Sebastian didn't have a gun on him. They tried to lie and say Tyler didn't have a gun on him, girl. They all tried to lie and say Tyler didn't have a gun on him, but the police found the gun that Tyler had. So I'm a little confused. Somebody lying. The gun they didn't find was the one that Sebastian had. Okay? So I definitely believe that all of them had guns. Okay? Well, not all of them, but at least 2 of them. So Travis ran inside. He grabbed his gun or whatever. He's running out. And the gag for me is the fact that y'all was about to that life. Y'all was ready to throw them hands and likely pop one until y'all saw just how big his gun was. When he came outside, that man ran outside, he slipped and fell. He did not start popping them soon as he came outside because Sebastian was still fighting Daryl. Tyler ran back to help Sebastian fight Daryl. Okay? I'm sorry, Sebastian was still fighting Daryl. Tyler ran outside to help Sebastian to continue to fight Daryl. That's when Travis came out, slipped and fell, got up, said he broke up whatever the altercation was between them. And he was yelling, telling them, get the phone, whatever. So according to Travis, okay, Sebastian was hanging out of the window with his item, pop, 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 which led to old man Travis, pop, 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 pop. He had an AR-15 or whatever. He was just like, pop, 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 39 rounds. 39 rounds drop. And, you know, with those type of guns or whatever the case is, it's not going to be a single shot. It's going to be a few at a time, okay, that's going to pop out at you. Like, that's just what he went and got, is what it was given, okay? He lit that bitch up. Now, even with all of the shots that he shot, Mr. Tyler was hit, I believe, twice. I believe he could have been grazed, and then I think he could have got hit in the hip. I think those were his situations. When it came to Sebastian, I believe, got hit in the torso, and it came out the back, possibly. I believe he too was hit twice. And they said it in the courtroom, but I cannot recall exactly where. I want to say the torso and the chest, or maybe it could have been the arm and the torso. I'm not sure, but I do believe that he was hit twice. Okay. Now, what's interesting, what they were trying to identify in the courtroom was where was Tyler when all of this happened. Okay. Chris Lowe said he was, first of all, the first two people to get back to the car were Keyshawn and Chris Lowe, from my understanding. I believe those were the first. No, couldn't have been. Yeah, Chris Lowe and Keyshawn were the first two to get back to the car. All right. Sebastian and Tyler were the two that were last to get into the car because they were still fighting Daryl. Right? So Sebastian finally made it back to the car. I don't know where the hell Tyler was or what Tyler was doing, but Tyler never made it back to the car, from my understanding. Okay? I don't know when and how and where he was able to get in that car, but he wasn't in that car when everybody else was in that car. So Sebastian out the car doing what he doing, and I truly believe that he did. I do, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I do believe that the young man had an item on him, and I do believe that he was firing that item. I do. Especially the way that he pulled up to somebody else's house. It's not even your beef, and you're the one beating on somebody's door. You don't know this man. This man didn't know you. And you're beating on his door like you're the police. If Keyshawn brought y'all over there, right, as his flunkies, then Keyshawn should have been the one to knock on the door, since he's the one that wants to have the conversation. No. Sebastian stepped up, boom, 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 boom. I would have thought it was the police too after midnight. What's going on? Everything okay? What happened? All right. So I do believe that he was doing something. He had no business, which led to that man firing off the way that he did. Okay. At some point, I believe Daryl said, Tyler said somebody, he got chased to the back, to the backyard. I don't know what happened with that, but either way it go, Tyler ended up, the gun that Tyler had, Tyler threw the gun. And it was so funny because the defense attorney was like, so did you place the gun or you threw the gun? And then Tyler said, whichever one you want to say. And I said, you sure? Okay, you sure you want to say that? Okay, watch he say threw. And that's exactly what he said. He said he threw the gun away. And what Tyler was trying to do was just hide the fact that he actually had a gun, right? So then the defense attorney said something to him like, why did you do that? He said, because, I didn't want the police to think that I had, I was afraid that the police wouldn't I was hit. I was really more so concerned about me being hit. And I didn't want the police to, delay my medical attention. The police would not have delayed your medical attention, baby. Let me tell y'all, Tyler got on that stand and gave that man a run for his money. The way he was maneuvering, moonwalking, backtracking, swag surfing his way out of those questions, and it was so fucking annoying. Everything this boy said, it was when I got chased to the back, I was scared. I took my gun and I threw it. The reason why I did that was because I didn't want the police to not give me medical attention like I needed, and I didn't want them to think that I was the one that had likely shot Sebastian. So and I was like, nigga, spit it out. Talk that shit that you was talking when you pulled up to that man's house. Now you want to get your weak ass on this stand, and you want to sit up here and play in this man's face. And what was killing me was he kept giving this man a run for his money, the defense attorney, because every little thing he said, he would find minute things and said, that's not making sense. Can you rephrase the question? 1 minute you're asking me this, now you're asking me that, and da-da-da. And the judge would step in sometimes, but not as much as I wanted the judge to do. See, the judge was up there multitasking. He had another job working on warrants that he had to get taken care of while he was doing his trial. And I feel like if that's the case, you should have offloaded that to another judge or somebody. Okay, or you should have did that in the morning time. Tell everybody else you gonna get to it at lunch, and then do that shit afterwards. Like whatever it was, you weren't paying attention to me. Even though he made a statement and said, I don't want people to think that I'm not paying attention, because I am. I just have some other things I have to work on, but I am definitely paying attention. Couldn't have been, because it wouldn't have been my fucking courtroom. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, Tyler wouldn't have been able to get up on that stand and play them fucking games. And the judge finally said something towards the very end and was like, when he asks you a question, like, you just need to say yes or no. Okay, you playing this game or whatever you're doing, going around answering the questions or whatever, you're only prolonging your time being here, and it's only going to make you be here for another day next week. He said, matter of fact, you're definitely going to be here next week, so you're going to have to come back and continue your testimony and this and that. So then when the judge said that, that's when Tyler started to kind of give those quick answers, and then he reverted back to that same bullshit where he was like, what are you saying? I don't know. I don't need a bathroom break, do you? So he started, going back and forth with the attorney. And it's like, sweet baby, that's actually not helping your case. If anything, to me, it's showing the jurors how you're going around answering questions because you don't want to incriminate yourself and your friends. Therefore, I will only think that you played a major role in this and you're no victim, based on how you're handling things in court right now. And then, like, what was killing me was how Tyler did this. All of them boys did it, and the girl at different times, where they were trying to talk to the defense attorney like they knew more about the law than they did. That's one of the worst things you can do. That's one of the worst things you can do, in my personal opinion, when you are on trial as a witness on a stand, or even a defendant, whatever, and you get on the stand and you try to act like you know more than the attorney. For me, that makes me feel like, as a juror, if I was one, I would look at you as a calculated individual. That's just how I would look at you. I would look at you like your credibility, for me, would have been shot just a little bit. That's how I would have looked at you. But anywho, what else did I want to say about Tyler? So Tyler was over there on some bullshit. He ended up throwing a gun or whatever. The police found a gun, but Chris, Keyshawn were not trying to incriminate Tyler, saying they did not know what he had on him. They weren't aware. Chris said he don't believe that Tyler had a gun because Keyshawn already had a conversation with everybody saying how he didn't want it to go down that way, so he didn't want anybody to have a gun. Well, why the fuck did Tyler still have the gun, as well as Sebastian? And why the fuck would Tyler and Sebastian and Keyshawn put their cell phones in the trunk of a car? Y'all definitely wanted some things to go down. And you kept trying to say that y'all was having a conversation. Why y'all putting y'all phone? See, this is what it was given to me. And y'all so stupid. I personally feel like they were trying to not park in front of this man's house and leave their cell phones in the car so that their cell phones would not ping at that man's address, not realizing that cameras were there on the front door. So y'all didn't look around enough, because the attorney was trying to say y'all had kind of like drove past his house and then y'all back or whatever, because y'all were really over there looking for cameras and shit, because y'all knew y'all was finna do something and was hoping y'all was gonna get away with it. And that's what y'all are on in this very moment. They know they went there with some bullshit, but now they may get off because this man could possibly go to prison for murdering their friend, which I don't believe was a murder at all. I feel like you could probably say manslaughter or something, but I don't think he should be on trial for no first degree murder. When they came to his house, they came there looking for something and they got what the fuck they was looking for. And if you ask me, okay, one, I feel like the girl should be locked up for inciting an incident that led to somebody's death. Like, I mean, or how should no, she should be arrested for putting a hit out on Travis Jones. That's what she did. She put a hit out, and I want her arrested for that. I want Keyshawn arrested for inciting an incident that led to somebody's death. I do. And I would like to see Chris Lowe as well as Tyler arrested for becoming accomplices to a murder. I hate to say it. And I feel like the blood is on y'all hands, in my personal opinion. Reason why I say that, have y'all ever heard of situations where, like, if you in a car with your friend and you end up, if you're a drunk, well, not you guys, but have you heard of cases where there are drunk drivers that's in the car with another person? The drunk driver has a terrible accident and the person in the passenger seat dies, right? those people that are the drivers, as drunk drivers, are likely going to be held accountable, as that has happened. Those are cases where they are charged with the death of the person in that vehicle. Same thing of if you're in the vehicle and you didn't even know that your friend had weed, right? You could go to jail based off of their charges, right? So I feel like that's the same thing that should happen to Keyshawn, Chris, and Tyler. Y'all went over there to create a situation, entice the incident that led to that friend's death. So y'all should be charged for that. And also because you guys were accessory or whatever. Well, I feel like the sister definitely need to be an accessory to murder and stuff. She definitely need to be locked up. But y'all should as well, and it's given guilty by association. Because had none of y'all ever went over there, none of this would have ever happened. None of this would have ever happened. I know some people may feel like, well, Travis didn't have to run inside and grab his gun and this and that. Bitch, like who? Like who? You came on that man's property. If he would have shot your ass through the front door and not even came outside, like then what? Because y'all should have been on his property. So then when he came outside, yeah, he slipped and fell and got up. Make note, he did not start shooting them right in that moment. It wasn't until, well, he went and got it because Tyler showed him his weapon and said he was going to take him out. Right? Then when he got him up off his brother or whatever, you got Sebastian hanging out, getting ready to pop, whatever the case is. So the man, he blazed it up. Okay, so y'all came out there on some stupid ass games and won some stupid ass prizes. Now let's get back to this girlfriend, Miss Dominique. Dominique sat up there and started to delete messages, shoot his shit up. She went back to the text once all of this drama happened and she found out about it. She started to delete text messages, y'all, that was incriminating herself. Another thing she did once she got to the hospital or whenever she got to the hospital, she started to do research. She was looking up research on murder to first degree murder or murder charges or whatever. She researched that. Girl, when they presented her with her Google search, bitch, I hollered. Because she couldn't do that. She was like, okay. Like, okay, now what? Or whatever. And I'm like, can you wait till the lady get back to the podium so she could tell you? Because this bitch had an attitude the whole time she was sitting up there talking to the defense attorney. Just mad. The audacity. Girl, like that girl could not take the defense attorney because she was really wearing her out. But I felt like Dominique was over talking. And then when the attorney would ask her something, she'll say, I mean, you're the attorney. And then the defense attorney said, girl, you're the one that wanted to be an attorney yourself. You wanted to be a lawyer, right? So then explain X, Y, and Z. And I wanted the lady to say so bad, the defense attorney to say, sweetheart, I'm not the one on trial. Okay? You are. My job is to ask the questions. Your job is to answer them. Like, I wish she would have got stern with her real quick, but she didn't. Girl, couldn't have been me in the courtroom because I definitely would have wore her ass out. Okay? Definitely would have wore her out. But anywho, so she deleted, no, she had her search history, right? First of all, let's go back. When she talked about her deleting the messages and stuff, she said, well, I want to clarify that too. I deleted it because I just felt like it was going to look really bad. And I didn't want them to think that that's something that I really wanted to happen. Like, I said some silly things because she had already said this when she wanted to clear up what she said, right? She was clearing up what she said and saying that she was upset and she said some stuff she didn't mean. Now she's clearing up the reason as to why she deleted it because she didn't want the cops to go through her phone and think that she, enticed or created, or got this situation started. But you did, BITCH. The fact that you looked at this and was you were conscious enough to know, let me delete this because it don't look good, then you had something to do with that. You were wrong now because somebody's gone, right? So she deleted that, whatever. So then they show her search history. On the search history, it had her looking up like first degree murder or whatever. Then after that, it had her looking up accessory, to murder, because she knew the role that she played and everything, right? So she looked up that. Then she also went and looked up his Travis Rudolph's attorney to find out what his net worth was because she didn't think that Travis had enough money at the time to pay for this type of attorney. So, and I hate it because when the defense attorney first started grilling her, she over there looking at Travis. So you could tell that she's looking at him. And it was killing me softly because I'm like, girl, you over there looking at him like, yeah, I got you now. I ain't never forget that stuff that you did. You thought that you was gonna play me, da 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 da. Yeah, we ain't even get caught, but you the one that's on trial now, so I don't even care. Like her, that's what her eyes was giving with a little hints of a smize. And I was like, yeah, this is an evil hoe right here. I hope all the men that's gonna get involved with this lady, I hope y'all see what the hell is going on. I'm telling y'all, and I hate to say it. You know, I hate to say it. Just like we tell women, girl, it really should only take one time for an NIGGA to play you. Girl, it really should only take one time for this hoe to play, for a woman to play you. Like, for real. Because, let's be honest, women can be just as horrible as some men are. Like, it's just what it is. Like, girl, you have bad men, you have bad women. It is what it is, okay? And she definitely is one of those bad ones, okay? So, I can't. So let's go ahead and go back. Let's go back to when when Tyler threw the gun. At some point he got in the car. I don't know when he was able to get in the car, and they were driving to find, because Sebastian ended up telling them I was hit. So they finally getting out the neighborhood. They trying to find a hotel. I'm sorry, not a hotel, but a hospital for him. And according to the attorney, she said y'all passed like 2 hospitals. Why y'all, like, it was a hospital 2 minutes away from his house. Why y'all ain't go there? Where were y'all going? Because y'all passed in the hospital. So she was like, y'all didn't even see the signs on the road? Because I know you tried to Google something, but you didn't see the signs on the road. And so Keyshawn tried to act like he didn't know what the signs were. So she said, well, just give me an example of what you think they look like. Only for him to kind of like play with the question and then finally say that, no, for him to finally describe what a hospital traffic sign looks like. So, yeah, and then they was like, well, we was all friends and we was all worried about him. So how we supposed to know, like, how far away the hospital is? You're supposed to know because you're pulling up a GPS and you're headed there now, right? So basically what the attorney was trying to identify was the fact that they had more than one gun on them, right? Because I believe it took like an hour for Sebastian to get medical attention. Of course, they called the cops eventually, and the cops arrived. Maybe, I don't know how long it could have took them, maybe 20 minutes to get there, not sure. But whatever it was giving, they needed time to get rid of their weapons. That's what it was giving. They needed time to get rid of their damn weapons during that time that they were waiting for the cops. And I think that's what the attorney was trying to clear up. Because y'all could have made it to the hospital, but y'all didn't, because y'all was buying yourself times to get rid of the weapons that y'all had on y'all. But the police found at least one of them. Right? And while the sister over there deleting messages and shit, these dummies left their phone in the back of the car. So when the police seized the car, and then they drove over there in Keyshawn's mama car. Come on now. Did your mama give you permission to do that late at night? So anywho, they left their phone in the car. So the police were able to retrieve the messages that the sister called herself deleting. The messages where she says, shoot his shit up. And then also one of the guys saying that Travis is a dead man walking. Okay? So, yeah, you tried to delete those incriminating messages, but they still found them anyway. Now, as the boys were trying to make it to the hospital, at some point they said the car gave out. It just stopped working. But I want to know, where did the car stop working in comparison to where Travis lived? And in comparison to where the hospital was. You see what I'm saying? Because, listen, I wonder if that boy could have survived if y'all would have got to the hospital in time. Because it definitely sounds like y'all may have like stopped the car or something like that and tried to get rid of the guns or something. Like, that's what it sounds like, because y'all did something. Because we know for a fact that Tyler got rid of his. We know that for a fact. So, I'm trying to think of what else. So they made it to the hospital. The police did come see about Sebastian. I really think Sebastian died on the scene. But, they got him to the hospital and stuff. They like to get people to the hospital and pronounce them, dead or whatever. But, yeah, so that happened. And the defense attorney was trying to bring to their attention, like, y'all had a lot of phone calls in between y'all. The sister, though, Dominique, tried to act like she didn't even know what had happened. So she ended up, I believe, no, Daryl could have called her, or Travis or somebody could have called her, going off saying, you brought them boys to my door, trying to fight and da-da-da-da and all this other stuff. So he going off on her, or either maybe it was Daryl going off. excuse me, and they didn't know what yeah, she was pretending, acting like she didn't know what had already happened. So when they was asking her, like, you didn't know they had gotten, no shots or nothing happened, she was like, well, no, I know my brother, and he wouldn't do anything like that. So I didn't know, like, while they were at the hospital. I was just thinking that maybe the altercation happened, but I didn't know that anybody shot or got killed. Or it's like, bitch, you knew. You was probably like the first motherfucker they called, because you was already blowing up their phone earlier, because when your little brother tried to lie about you hitting them up before they got there, Tyler, in his testimony, he ended up confirming that the reason you called them before they got there was to see how far they were and if they've made it to the man's house yet. So you put all of this shit in motion, for real. And then also unbeknownst to a lot of people, and shout out to this guy, luckily for him, because he never showed up. But Tyler, I do believe, got on the phone with a whole nother homeboy whose last name is Hackshaw. They call Hack, because Hack too was supposed to pull up and get the business, in when it came down to Travis. He was supposed to pull up too, because Tyler sent the address to Hackshaw. Sent this man address to where they gonna be at. So he was also supposed to pull up. So why, if y'all having a conversation with somebody, why are y'all bringing extra people to this man's house? Why are y'all showing up after midnight, being on his door? Why are y'all showing up as 4 individuals to have a quote-unquote conversation? Why couldn't y'all wait till the next day? Why did y'all not park in front of his house, but y'all parked down the street? Why did y'all leave y'all cell phones in the car? If Keyshawn said that it wasn't going to be no gun action and all this and that, why did 2 of them bring one? Okay. And why did y'all tell another person to pull up? Like, what's really going on? And then what y'all came there for, thinking y'all was going to administer pain to him, he ended up administering pain to y'all. And y'all was with the bullshit, because y'all didn't know he had that AR-15. But when he came out and y'all saw how big that gun was, then y'all wanted to sit up there and retreat and be like, you got it. Do he have it now? Because it don't look like he got it if y'all still sitting over there jumping his brother. Hello? And do he got it if somebody hanging out the window because y'all over there like threatening somebody with a gun and think he not finna pop off? Do he got it? I don't know, girl. I don't know, but I'm sorry. I'm Team Travis on this. I hate it. I hate it for the young man that lost his life. But you can't get into everybody else's beef. And I do feel like none of this would have happened had the sister would have picked her ego up and picked that L up and put it in her pocketbook. Okay? If she would have picked that up, put it in her pocketbook, and kept going and took her loss instead of trying to get envy and get back at somebody. And here's the thing. You sent it, let's say nobody would have died and you sent them boys over there to jump on your brother. You don't think Travis then would have retaliated, and when they saw them, jumped your brother and them at a later time? Like, this is the shit that a lot of like women do that's stupid as hell that I'll never understand. Like, take your L and keep it moving. Like, it is what it is. If he a F boy like you believe that he is, then you gotta trust and know that ain't no good gonna come his way, no matter how many contracts he get. Let it go. And you sitting over here being pressed when you got a whole nother a man that you married to. Now, she has since gotten a divorce from this guy more recently, but it was just funny how she sat on the stand trying to make it seem like she was this realtor and she's in real estate and all this and that. But girl, you haven't closed on not damn piece of property, but you closed on a little rental property where you probably got like a little piece of change off of finding somebody a rental house. Like, girl, what the hell? No, ma'am. Okay, so like, girl, this case here is just full of shit. I'm trying to see what else. Anything else I want to say about Keyshawn? Keyshawn was irritating. He wore a necklace around his neck of his friend Sebastian. He looked like he wanted to laugh on Stan at different times, but then when they started talking about Sebastian, you could tell he kind of got a little sentimental about that. And I'm sure that he's dealing with a lot of regret. Like, I shouldn't have even had them come over there with me. Chris Lowe irritated me, got on my nerves. I hated how he was slouching down in his chair, kept looking down at the ground and stuff, playing in the damn attorney's face and getting fly, getting smart. When he came off the stand and had to point out some things on the board, he was over there laughing when I think the man asked him about, he showed him footage or something of them approaching Travis's house, and he started laughing, and the man said, "What's funny?" And he was like, he was like, you're funny. No. I think he said, "What are you laughing at?" And he was like, I've never seen this footage of us at this man's door before. I've never seen the footage before. Something like that. No. I think he started laughing, and the man said, what's funny? He said, you. He was like, I'm being serious, though. You think that's funny? He was like, I think you're funny. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you giving him this extra attitude for what? Y'all all came together, all four of y'all, to come to an agreement of how y'all was going to handle this case to make it seem like y'all were innocent, not incriminate yourselves. So, therefore, y'all won't be charged with nothing later, which I hope that y'all are. And you actually made yourself look even more stupid than you tried to make the attorney look, trying to not cooperate while you're on the stand. And what I was loving the most was how y'all was sitting up there lying on the stand, but the attorney would pull your testimony like they had to do for Miss Damn Kelsey when she sat up there on that Tory Lane stand and tried to retract some shit or act like she didn't say nothing, and they had to play audio or pull a transcript or something. That's what I was living for. Pulling that transcript on y'all saying, why are you lying? So either you were lying then or you're lying now. Like, why are you coming up here saying you don't recall now when this is your testimony? You know, so I was loving that. And then later on when the attorney asked Chris Lowe, he was like, you know, when I showed you that or whatever, you were laughing. And he said, well, I only laugh because I've never seen any of the footage before. And I'm like, yo, nigga, your friend is dead. And you look at this photo or this video of y'all approaching this man's door and you're laughing? I couldn't laugh if one of my friends is in a video and I know that this altercation, us approaching this man's door, led to my friend's death. Why am I laughing? And for me, it gave that you're laughing because you knew that y'all went there on some bullshit. Like, and he laughed at different times throughout his testimony, and it was given very weird. Very weird. And what I noticed, everybody was trying to bring the conversation back to Travis murdered my friend. Every time, like when they were being uncooperative, they tried to say, oh, you're trying to make this, they'll tell the attorney, you're making this out to be something that it's not, and it should be, and the main thing is that he killed my friend. Baby, knock, knock, who's there? Y'all should have never brought y'all friend nor y'all asses over to that man's house trying to start nothing. Y'all didn't hear what you call it said to the man about Devoe? I told you not to come over here fucking with these people. Didn't I tell y'all that? You should have heard what they said. And I hate that the young man lost his life at such a young age. I'm sure he had so much life to live and so much to learn from such a situation like this and how to grow. But unfortunately, he did not get that opportunity. And for y'all to sit up there and try and blame everything on Travis Rudolph, I cannot go with that. I can't. I'm not going to go with that. Y'all need to hold Dominique accountable, Keyshawn Jones accountable, Chris Lowe accountable, and what's the other man named Tyler Robinson or whatever. Y'all need to hold those individuals accountable as well for their actions. And I also feel like before y'all went to trial, if y'all could have, y'all should have got that murder charge reduced to manslaughter or something. But I don't think this man should be going to jail for the rest of his life for any amount of years for defending himself. And a lot of people feel like, oh, it's not defense because he ran off and did it. Nah, fuck all that, girl. No, you came onto my property, period. Nah, that's defense. Now, he could have ran into the house and called the police. I feel like there are certain times where he did not have to go out with the gun. And because he did, that's where they're going to like try to say it's not self-defense, because when you could have retreated and, did something different, you didn't. But at the end of the day, y'all gotta understand, you can't just come to somebody else's property thinking that you finna sit up there and get them in a compromising situation and they not sit up there and defend themselves and their family. And it's not okay that y'all get to pick and choose when the stand your ground law applies to people. Because if y'all feel like George Zimmerman can be on somebody else's property and unalive a teenager, then that just don't make no sense. These kids came onto this man's property big and bad, beating on his door, doing all this extra stuff, so much so that they had guns on them. And it's like, you don't think that man's supposed to respond after also getting jumped, getting beat up, and a person pulling a gun on him? And you don't think he should? That doesn't make any sense to me. Some part of me does feel like Mr. Rudolph is going to get charges. I feel like he might be found guilty, and he's likely going to be he's going to do some time. I do feel like he's going to do time. My hope is that he doesn't. My hope is that they find this man not guilty and they see through the bullshit of all four of these individuals, because y'all friends' blood is on y'all hands. But at the same time, I don't know. I feel like he could possibly, go to jail. But I hope that he don't, y'all. We just gonna have to see how everything plays out. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna watch the rest of the trial and things. And I'll just let y'all know if it's anything else that I feel I want to discuss. I'll definitely bring that back to the forefront for y'all. But at this particular time, honey, that is all that I got. I hope you all were able to follow my story. I feel like it could have been all over the place, but forgive me. I tried to give y'all as much as I could from what I could recall regarding this particular situation. If you're familiar with it, let me know in the comments of whether you find him to be guilty, not guilty, or whatever the case is. Leave it all down below. Make sure you're respectful when it comes to your answers and things. But that's all that I have. Okay, I'm Jamie. That's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jamie. That's me. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.